Ew. All right, let me fix that. All right. Yo. Let's see. Um, what do we got today? Yeah, we got some reactions, bro. Trying to get into it. I wanted to say something for the start of the video real quick before we even start. Let me go ahead. All right, put that there. One thing I want to say and address, bro. It's been some weird people online recently. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna say this once and just probably never address it again. I don't know, but people commenting on one of my videos about the I don't know if y'all remember watching, or y'all probably have watched it. It's doing pretty good views, which I'm glad about. But people commenting about that, the racist guy, the chud dude, is like their hero and like all sorts of weird shit, and that they support him, saying the ER. That's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. What's up, bro? What's up? That's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of crazy. Like, you supporting the chud dude. I don't know, bro. Honestly, do what you do as long as you're not hurting people. And that's just kind of weird, buddy. That's just kind of weird. Thanks for the follow, bro. I appreciate that. Like I said before, I actually invite people to share their different opinions, and I mean, I don't really care if people are hate commenting. I really don't. As long as it's giving me, I'm open to saying this. Like, I don't care as long as it's giving me interaction. What is there to lose? A comment's a comment in my eyes. But yeah, if you're gonna hate comment, at least me benefit from it. You know, it's just crazy. It really is crazy, bro. All right, how the hell do I open this fucking stuff? All right. Anyways, I just wanted to say that it's just a lot of weirdos online. I'm not gonna lie, and for the most part, thanks for the view, bro. That's all I gotta say. They can't do nothing, really. Another one saying, why do I do reactions if I'm so bad at it, brother? I can't do what I want to do now. Like, it's crazy. Bro. What's up? What's up? What's up? Um, just wanted to say that, bro. All the weird people.
Real quick.
And guess what? We still gonna do reactions, bro. All right. Let's go ahead and start, bro. Let's go ahead and start. No stalling, bro. Come on. All right. All right. So we got. I'm pretty sure recycling isn't real. I don't know. I guess let's check it out, bro.
Real quick, before we start, you're going to have a number of questions while watching this video, and 9 times out of 10, the answer to that question is either going to be technically or money. So I'm just going to reuse this clip every time that comes up. So let's get into it. But again, remember, it's always technically or money. Hello. I'm wearing a lab coat that I stole from my sister who's a nurse,
Okay.
which explains why it's one size too small. The reason I'm pretending to look scientifically qualified is because a few weeks ago, I set out to make a simple video about the history of reducing, reusing, and recycling. But the more reports I read, videos I watched, and read yarn I purchased, the more I realized this is a deeply complicated issue. But surely the title is clickbait.
Right.
I mean, recycling obviously exists, right? Technically? But the reason it's such a mess is due to the very material that popularized recycling in the first place. Plastic. Plastic is so interesting
Yeah.
for all the wrong reasons. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that plastic waste is a problem, but the way we got here and the reason you view it the way you do is the direct result of decades of misleading claims, unrealistic promises, and propaganda from big plastic. That's a real thing. I'm telling you right now, this one's gonna be a bummer.
All right. First of all, like recycling and plastics, that's obviously a real thing. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna go into like some technical shit and say something like they're not actually reusing the same plastic that you throw away in your garbage can or whatever. So let's check it out though.
I've never liked chemistry
Let's
because
see,
it's the
bro.
one science you can't see, and because I have the reasoning ability of a 12-year-old boy, if I can't see a thing, I tend to believe it's not real. We all know that plastic is made from oil, yet none of us know how. Prior to writing this,
Yeah, it actually is made from oil. That's a good statement that he said that not a lot of people know. I do have a degree and associates in, you know, this type of thing. And I don't want to say I'm qualified to talk about this, but I just know a lot of information from this. But
I couldn't even imagine
Yeah.
how that works. As far as I can understand, when you extract oil from the
Yeah.
ground and you refine it, the product that you're looking for is called methane.
polyethylene is plastics.
It's the primary gas that your stoves use. We burn it for like energy and stuff. It's really valuable. But one thing you get when trying to get methane is its less popular brother, ethane. And this is a byproduct of the
Yep.
process. Ethane is going to be there whether you like it or not. And for a while, that's just the way that ethane was seen. It's just one of the things that you get when you're digging
The thing with byproducts and oil industries and stuff, they're gonna find a use for it, brother. They're gonna find any type of use that they can and try to make money off of it. Because that's the one thing about oil and gas.
up oil. But in the late 1800s, it was discovered that you could use it to make this weird substance. It was this white, waxy material discovered by German chemist Hans von
Hello?
Pechmann. His colleagues
Brother, my mic cut out. Like, literally, it doesn't even want to hear my takes. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is oil and gas industries, brother, they do not like wasting at all. So what they're going to do is squeeze any little bit of byproduct and see what they can make with it. AKA polyethylene, which is plastics. That's what I'm trying to get at, bro.
named it polymethylene, also known as polyethylene, also known as plastic. Now, this discovery was an accident, and at the time, there wasn't really much you could do with it commercially. But in 1933, British company Imperial Chemical Industries, great name, accidentally discovered a way to synthesize this industrially. And the result was a material unlike the world had ever seen. Polyethylene was everything you wanted it to be. It was strong, it was lightweight, it was flexible, it was heat resistant, and most importantly, it was cheap. It might not seem impressive today, but at the time, plastic was viewed like the material of the gods. It could be clear like glass, but it didn't break when you dropped it. It was lighter than metal, less flammable than wood, sturdier than paper. You could color it, make it look like any material you wanted. It was easier to clean, it was easier to transport. It was cheap, it was durable, and thanks to injection molding, it was easy to mass produce on a large scale. This material could be used for everything. And due to metal shortage in World War II, the manufacturing of plastic became really big in the 40s. And since it was already in high production, when the war ended, there was an explosion of new plastic products to choose from.
Plastics take their rightful place in a world at peace. The future will bring plastic fabrics, wondrously fine, yet resistant to wear, wrinkles, and stains.
Saran wrap, squeeze bottles, Tupperware, shoes, dolls, garbage bag, plates, bras. People loved plastic, but manufacturers loved it even more. Why? Money. Remember, plastic
Like I just said, brother, it's definitely, yeah, it makes you a lot of money, bro.
comes from ethane, and ethane is really cheap. In fact, there's too much of it. Because if you're a fossil fuel company, you want methane. But if you're getting methane, you're also getting ethane. But it's not just that you don't want ethane. Nowadays, you literally have to find a way to get rid of it. You can't really mix it with the methane. You can't just release it out into the atmosphere. There's only so much of it you can legally burn. And if you don't find a way to get rid of this stuff, it becomes a big problem for production.
A lot of governments, including the US government, control how much you can flare. So it might be.
That's true. So flaring is something with the oil and gas industry that I don't know if you ever been out to your local refinery, right? But when you see this tall ass stack and there's flames going out of it, that's essentially called flaring, right? So the EPA is basically, which is the Environmental Protection Agency, they basically tell you how much you can do the flaring because yes, you are essentially burning off kind of not waste but excess product and pressure that you don't want, let's say in your pressurized tanks. Then yeah, you just go ahead and flare that off. So any excess pressure or excess product that you don't want, you flare that off to the atmosphere, and it's safe as long as it's getting burnt, brother. And yeah, basically
that you are producing so much ethane that you cannot flare it and you cannot send it down the pipeline, and if you can't sell it, you have to shut down the well.
Yeah, and you never want to shut down, brother.
They hate shutting down the well. If there's still methane down there, if there's still oil down there, that's money in the ground. So it doesn't matter if
you never want to shut down, bro.
You're making money on the ethane. You just need someone to take it away from you.
And plastic just makes sense. So from the 50s onwards, pretty much anything you could dream of was being made of the wonder material. The possibilities were endless, and the best part is that it would last forever, because plastics basically last forever. That will come up again later. I'm not here to say that all plastic is bad at all times. I'm coming to appreciate that plastic does have a place in society. For example, before the invention of single-use plastic-filled diapers, children used to wear cloth diapers that were meant to be washed and reused. That's okay. We don't have to go back to that one. The problem is how much plastic is made. So what were we gonna do with all this trash? I would love to answer that question, but I do have to do a commercial for a brand real quick. Why would he just interrupt the video?
Oh my god.
Day. I ate why it was happening. I thought I was dying. I was scared. I had the healthcare specialty, and you in 2 days.
All right,
really though, using it for the first time, I run this complicated, taking more than where it would be and stressful than I need to hurry up and get something like this done. Trust me, it's good for you in the long term. Just do it. Stop putting off the doctor's appointments.
Bro, this is a good video.
Plastic is bad for the environment at almost every stage of its lifetime. From the fossil fuel extraction needed to make the plastic, to the greenhouse gas emissions that come from when you actually produce the plastic, to the disposal of plastic, a decent portion of which is just burned afterwards, which also contributes to greenhouse gas emissions. And
yeah, if you're straight up burning plastics, you're actually hurting the earth. I mean, I think that's just a normal thing to think about. Like, if you're a normal human being, you should probably think before you burn fucking plastic. But if you have any plastic, brother, just take that shit to your fucking local recyclation center or something.
Probably the most annoying part of plastics, especially in the 60s and 70s, is that people would just throw them anywhere. It was in parks, roads, farmlands, lakes, rivers. Plastic also ends up in our oceans, which is bad because, as we all know, fish are dumb. And we'll confuse small pieces of plastic floating around as prey, and then they'll eat it. And then we'll eat it when we eat the fish. Did you know that the average American eats about a credit card's worth of plastic every year? That's why I don't order seafood. It eats through my wallet. I'm doing great today. But the planet is a big place. I don't get why we can't just find somewhere to put it.
We have this one planet. We only have so many places that we could put our waste.
I can think of 3 different places we can put our trash right now.
You can't put it in the ocean. Look what happened.
Sure, obviously.
You can't put it on top of a mountain.
We can't?
They've even tried to put it into a volcano.
I didn't even think of that. We can't?
We have to come up with a better plan.
So we had way too much plastic.
You have waste. You literally have waste plant. Waste recycling plant. You have that.
Trash. What could we do to fix the problem? Well, we could have cut down on plastic production, which would have solved the problem at the.
No, you're never gonna cut down on the production, brother. It yo, bro, what's going on with my mic today? What the hell? Yo, what the fuck? Yo.
Source. No, we're never gonna do that. How about we come up with a slogan instead?
All right. Basically, what I'm trying to say Bro, what the fuck? My mic.
If you grew up in America after the 80s, you probably grew up learning about the 3 R's. Especially in the 90s and the 2000s, messaging about the benefits of reducing, reusing, and recycling was everywhere.
It's worth it.
It is worth it.
It was on posters, commercials, children's television. They made jingles about it. They talked about it in
All right.
science class. Did you know that Schoolhouse Rock forced Mitchell Musso to make a De La Soul parody song about it? Obviously, I can't play the whole thing here because Disney will have my head on a pike, but I will play a snippet shortly. However, before I do, I would like to read the lyrics to the first verse because it's written like a conspiracy theorist that's trying to make a connection that simply isn't there.
All right. So I basically just forgot my whole thing. I don't know, bro.
3. It's a magic number. Yes, it is. It's the magic number. Because 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 6 is 18. And the 18th letter in the alphabet is R. We got 3 R's we're gonna talk about today. Go listen to this song immediately after this video.
That's
assure you,
weird.
it sounds worse when you
All right. I think yeah, okay. I fixed my mic, bro. I don't know what's going on with my mic, bro. This shit's fucking. And I lost my fucking train of thought, bro.
This song had to have been written in 45 seconds. Recycling ads made it seem like you were fighting for world peace every time you threw a bottle away. I'm being responsible. I'm basically a hero. We treat recycling as if everyone who does it is single-handedly preventing a plastic straw from ending up in a sea turtle's nose. You did it, man! We won! But that slogan is written the way it is for a reason. It's written in order of importance. If you want to help the environment, by far the single best thing you can do is reduce the amount of trash you make. If you don't want the planet to be filled with waste, don't make the waste in the first place. Beyond that, the next best thing you
Well, it's not like don't make the waste. I feel like, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, okay. So I feel like companies are never gonna stop making plastic. It just sells too much. Yeah, reduce, but literally, like you said earlier, everything's made of plastics.
can do is to reuse the waste that you create. And I'm not talking about that 5-minute crafts reuse. I turn these bottle caps into jewelry. I'm not doing that. I'm a grown man. I don't just own a glue gun. It's kind of crazy how underrated reusing things is. We'll talk about this more later, but Americans have been taught to believe that reusing things is for poor people. Historically, though, every culture and every people have always reused everything they can.
So, in thinking about ancient Greek sculptors, their favorite material to use was bronze. And the reason that we only have a few of these left, they got melted down to make implements of war. Egyptian kings would wait for previous monuments to maybe fall into a little bit of disrepair, and they would knock them down, and they would use those pieces to build their own monuments. Sometimes the Romans would take their sculptures and they would recarve them into the sculptures of later emperors.
If you grew up in a melanated household, then you know that just because a container that used to hold food is now empty, it does not mean its life is over. I'll be the first to admit this. I used to be embarrassed when we'd have people over and I'd have to explain to them that we used the empty Greek yogurt containers from Costco as cups. Well, I wasn't embarrassed at first. It wasn't until somebody who wasn't in my family came to my home, saw what was happening, explained to me that their family doesn't do this, that it immediately clicked, yeah, of course nobody else does this. This looks weird. But looking back, objectively, it shouldn't be viewed as weird because we used that container 50 times longer than it was intended to be used.
Yeah, not only black families, even Hispanic families, bro. If you know, you know. It don't even gotta be like race at this point. It could be like everybody. If you're like, you know, struggling or your family's struggling from your upbringing, we all do this,
We
bro.
saved them from going into a landfill prematurely. That is, of course, until I put it in the microwave and it became immediately unusable because, of course, it was. It was a Greek yogurt plastic container. It can't handle that heat. But sometimes, despite your best efforts, you end up with plastic that you just don't know what else to do with. Then, and only then, is when the last R comes in. Recycling. The idea that some company or organization could take your trash and turn it into anything your heart desires. It's the most magical of the 3 R's. Magical in the sense that it's not real. That isn't to say recycling doesn't work for anything. There are actually a number of materials that recycle rather well. Aluminum, for example, is considered infinitely recyclable, meaning you can recycle it over and over and over again, and it won't break down in quality. In fact, of all aluminum that has ever been produced, 75% of it is still in circulation today. Now, you compare that to plastic that actually breaks down every time you recycle it. And of all the plastic that's ever been produced, 70% of it has been discarded. In fact, generous estimates say that only 10% of all plastic has ever been recycled once, and only 1% ever gets recycled twice. I think the main thing that makes recycling super difficult is that it doesn't arrive at the facility in perfect condition, organized by color and material. It comes in one gray blob, and there is almost surely animal and or human feces in the mix. And even the stuff that isn't fecal matter, a good portion of those materials shouldn't be in that pile. Recycling rules get so confusing because first of all, you need to know what type of plastic it is because not all plastics can even be recycled. Second, did you know you have to clean the plastic before you put it in the bin? Some packaging materials, even if it has the recycling symbol on the front, some recycling plants can't accept it. And I would love to sit here and tell you all the ins and outs of what can and can't be recycled. I really wanted to make it work. I come up with a bit where I was gonna get a scroll and be like, hear ye, hear ye. I can't do that because recycling rules change everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's a new set of instructions. The ones in my area are different from the ones in your area and the next guy's area and the next guy after that. And despite all that effort, most plastics just end up in a landfill or being burned in an incinerator. So how did we come up with such an ineffective system? Well, to understand that, you're gonna have to... So you're pretending you're this businessman from the
All right. Let me pause it here. See,
50s and you work in the plastic industry and your entire job is just to make money. You know, one of the reasons life sucks now is because you can't own anything anymore because everything is a subscription. Sure, I could make some money.
I feel like what he's saying is true. Yeah, I think there should be better, not even laws, but maybe there's a reason why they do that with plastics. I mean, have you thought about it yet? It's probably harmful. You know, I don't know.
I can make more money.
Hopefully he explains why we do that.
To buy more plastic. I just spent all this money advertising how durable it is and how it basically lasts forever. People know you don't need any more plastic. What am I supposed to... What if I just told you the opposite? Imagine you're in a room with the most boring old white men that you can think of. And then the main old white guy is in the center and he's like, okay guys, if we want to make money, we have to convince the public to throw away the plastic. And everybody was like, what's this guy talking about? And the main guy is still up front. He's all like, you guys, listen, glass and...
So he's trying to say it's all a lie?
Expensive and heavy and breakable. But plastic is made of oil, so obviously it costs basically nothing. And then one guy raises his hand and he's like, wait, I thought oil was basically like black gold and every country on earth is fighting for it literally all the time. And the main guy's like, shut up, it's not important. Nobody knows how both those things are true. This is just the way the world works. It's light, it's cheap, and we have more than enough to sell. If we can just convince them to throw away the plastic stuff they already have, I promise you we will all make so much money. And remember, that's your job. That scenario wasn't really an exaggeration. At a 1956 annual conference for the plastics industry, Lloyd Stouffer, an editor of a trade magazine, literally told plastic executives their future is in the trash can. But there was a problem. This was the 50s. These people lived through the Great Depression, where they used dresser drawers as baby cribs, and they made the most insane recipes with any food they could find. You know that
what the hell was that? Hold on.
And they made the most
cobbler fruit flavored without fruit. That's insane.
Recipes with any food they could find. You know that one guy on TikTok from 3 years ago who used to make all those recipes from the 30s? That was depression food, not the feeling, the time period. Although you may confuse it to be the same thing because they couldn't afford fruit, so when they made apple pies, it wasn't with apples, it was with crackers and water. This era of Americans was not used to the idea that you buy something, use it one time, and immediately get another one. That would be like if I invited you over for dinner and we were eating off glass plates and at the end of the night you asked me
okay, well, yeah, then it's true. I was skeptical at first, but I believe him.
In the sink, and I just told you, nah, just throw it away.
It makes sense.
What are you talking about? And again, you were just telling the public how plastic is basically indestructible. So why would they just want to get rid of it? So the plastic industry had to make new ads that were basically like, okay, forget everything we just said about plastic, okay? It's not that great. It's cheap, and we have an endless supply of it. So after you use it, just throw it out, okay? If you eat off of it, if you drink out of it, if you look at it too hard, just throw it out. It's fine. But isn't that kind of wasteful? Come on, man. All the cool kids are doing it.
For decades, Americans had a make it do or do without mentality. Our new throwaway culture fell in love with single-use plastics and didn't worry about the consequences.
Being disposable, there are no empties to collect. Vinyl and asbestos on the floor.
In fresh sun, sea, and sky.
So people started throwing stuff away.
So the companies that told people to throw away the plastics, I mean, internally, that's kind of how they made the whole world start dying with all the plastics in the ocean. All right.
Everywhere. It was too much stuff.
All right.
Becoming a bigger problem following the rise of single-use plastics, which combined with other environmental concerns led to one of the biggest environmental movements in modern history.
This is a CBS News special.
Earth Day.
A day set aside for a nationwide outpouring of mankind seeking its own survival.
April 22nd, 1970
yeah.
was the world's first Earth Day. A time for people in some of the most confusing pieces of attire and hairstyles that the human race had ever seen up to that point in their history gathered together to discuss issues hurting the environment. And of the many issues, one of the issues on the docket was plastic waste. In fact, you start to hear talk that maybe plastic should be banned altogether. But again, you're a businessman in the plastics industry. If your product gets banned, you can't make any more money. That's your one job. You're blowing this. But you, as a businessman, maybe you take a second to
Okay,
realize
so now I get it. So the rules and regulations basically say that yes, you can recycle all you want, blah blah blah. It's basically all restricted, basically.
Negatively impacted the planet.
That's how I see it, right?
Hope to spend in your lifetime. Maybe it's time that the plastics industry goes to rest. You retire. Maybe spend more time with your wife and the kids. Maybe this is a good thing after all. Maybe it's time to call it quits and let the packaging industry go back to its more sustainable practices. I'm kidding, it's time to plot. And what do we do every time we need the public to change their opinion immediately for our own benefit? Advertising.
Oh, I guess this is copyright.
Secondly, although this ad may look like it was paid for by some environmental activist group, it was actually produced by Keep America Beautiful, an organization started by the packaging industry like Coca-Cola and Dixie Cups. You know, the people who made the trash. The point of this ad wasn't to stop litter. It was to make it abundantly clear that this littering thing, that's your fault. But aren't you guys the ones that got an entire...
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, like to say that we're the problem when the industry is the problem for saying like, hey, we just want money, so... how about you do us a favor and you actually throw it away once you use it? Like, that's crazy.
Start acting like this in the first place? Don't change the subject. You made that Italian man in an almost surely offensive garb cry. Look at what you did. That's a great first step. But if you really want the people to get off your back about a problem, you have to promise them a solution. Give them something to believe in. And so essentially what happened was the equivalent of... I'm sorry, guys. This is getting out of hand. The city's going to have to ban the plastic. No, wait. Okay, we'll fix it.
Wait, this is what I just said.
A growing backlash was threatening the future of plastic.
So it was up to us in the plastics industry to solve this problem so that they could continue to package their products in plastic.
To appease government officials, the industry funded a local recycling pilot project.
The industry attitude was, we'll set this up and get it going, but if the public wants it, they are going to have to pay for it.
So they invested millions into bringing recycling into the mainstream. But could that even work technically? The process of turning...
What the heck? What? That's the dumbest, bro. What did he just say? Oh yeah. He just blamed the consumers for the problem of plastic waste, and then inadvertently said, if you want us to do something about it, then you're gonna have to pay for it. That's crazy.
Used plastic.
That's crazy.
Plastic is physically possible. The issue is when you have to do it with millions of pounds of plastic. Could this system work at scale? Technically, no. The answer to that one's just no. According to NPR and a paper from the Center for Climate Integrity, internal plastic industry documents from the late 60s and early 70s gave a sterling recommendation to the recycling process. Using faith-strengthening words such as costly, we have serious doubt that it can ever be made viable on an economic basis, and virtually hopeless. The plastics industry knew from the very beginning this was never gonna work, and they did it anyway. Why? Money. Here's the thing, it doesn't actually need to work. It just needs to look like it works. If it'll get the hippies to shut up, sure, we can paint some trash cans.
It needs to look like it works, and it needs to sell.
Blue
and
put some arrows on it.
That makes sense.
Blow a few mill, building some recycling centers, and we'll run a few ads about it. Is it gonna cost us? Yeah, but it's a lot cheaper than having our entire industry banned or coming up with a solution that would actually work. If someone can prove me wrong, I would welcome you to do so in the comment section. But as far as I can tell, the entire idea of recycling is basically just theater, and you can see it everywhere. For example, a lot of people think that all plastics are recyclable, but they're not. Some types of plastics, no matter what you do, can never be recycled. But you wouldn't know just by looking at it.
Hold up.
Or not.
Hold up. So we got what's recyclable. Plastics marked number 1 through 7. Look on the bottom. Red plastic cups are number 6, so they're okay. Newspapers, cardboards, corrugated boxes, cereal and cracker boxes, etc. Okay. Paper, grocery bags, magazines, junk mail, stationery and envelopes. Glass bottles and jars, empty and rinsed. Okay. Aluminum and tin cans. Yeah, those are the most recyclable. All plastic food containers marked 1 through 2 and microwave food chains. Okay.
No matter what you do, can never be recycled. But you wouldn't know just by looking at it. That wasn't until, out of the kindness of their hearts, a lobbying and trade group known as the Society of the Plastics Industry, a loving organization with a not at all nefarious sounding name, proposed a solution to identify which plastics can and can't be recycled. Okay, we've heard there's been a little bit of confusion as to what you can put in the bin, so today we're proposing a new symbol that we're gonna put on all the plastic products so everybody knows exactly what can and can't be recycled. Okay, that actually sounds pretty good. No, that's not cool. No! Is there a problem, sir?
Oh, classic,
That
bro.
looks exactly like the recycling symbol. How dare you? My work is completely original. It's in a triangle shape. I didn't know anybody could own a shape. It has the chasing arrows. My arrows are slimmer. Yeah, but if you squint and look at them both, they pretty much look exactly. Yeah, but mine has numbers in it. You notice?
So there's different, like, okay, so that's what it is. There's different levels for every single plastic you can recycle. All right.
They look the same. Why would you make them look exactly the same? Money. This is the Resin Identification Code. It was invented by Society of the Plastics Industry in 1988. On paper, its purpose is to identify what kind of plastic a thing is made out of. Each type getting
Polyethylene, teraphthalate, high density polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, low density polyethylene, polypropylene, polystress. How do you say that? I'm not sure. Polystresylene, brother. And another
different number. As far as I know, there are 7 RIC numbers, and pretty much only 1 and 2 are widely considered recyclable. But if you didn't know that, because why would you just casually know that? Wouldn't you just assume that this means that the thing is recyclable, and you put it in the bin, and you think recycling is working? The plastics industry lobbied 40 states to get the RIC symbol to look like this. As long as you think it's working, it doesn't matter if it actually is. That's the whole name of the game.
So basically, 1 and 2 are the most recyclable, and then it's just kind of from 3 to 6. It's just kind of like choose if you want to, maybe.
You put it in the bin and you think recycling is working. The plastics industry lobbied 40 states to get the RIC symbol to look like this. As long as you think it's working, it doesn't matter if it actually is. That's the whole name of the game. But why though? What specifically about recycling is so impossible to get right? Fun fact, when you look up Society of the Plastics Industry on YouTube.
Okay, I wish he like showed like why it's not recyclable. Like why? Like show us the, like go to the plant, and I want to see that shit,
First
bro.
search results is a promo they just released called "Recycling is Real." Is it though?
Wait, I just said that.
Because there's no way she flew a plane. Do you see my point? Like, you hear what I'm saying? Helen can't do either, and you mean to tell me she was navigating the skies? Random question. Would you say you have a decent idea of how a toilet works? I feel like most people would say yes. Like, it's a toilet. You know, you push a thing, water comes out. Seems pretty simple. Okay, cool. Here are all the parts. Build a toilet.
Yeah.
I saw somebody say this as a good example of showing that people don't really know how most things work. Even
I mean, we actually had to study toilets. I'm not lying.
Simple. You put all the pieces in front of them. The average person doesn't understand how a lot of things work. With that being said, do you feel you have a good idea of how recycling works? I'll be honest.
Yes, actually I do.
I thought you just melted it and then shaped it again, but the process has like 17,000 steps. Because you can't just put all the plastics into one big vat and melt it down. They all have different properties and different melting temperatures. If you did that, you would just end up with a bunch of useless goop. So first you have to create recycling centers and a recycling program for a given area. Then you need to inform the people about what can and cannot go into the recycling bin, which is pretty much a useless step because no matter what you do, people are going to put anything they want in the bin.
Very surprised what people think is recyclable.
You name it, eventually it'll be found in it.
A pool table.
Big propane tanks.
Needles. A neck brace.
We've had guns,
Whoa.
ammunition, fireworks, sparklers.
I had a live snake.
Oh yeah. You'd be surprised how much fucking
guns,
like
ammunition,
dead animals and like just animals are like inside of plants and stuff. You'd be surprised,
I
bro.
had a live snake.
Yeah.
After you pick it up, you have to do your best
I
to
believe
separate
those.
the non-recyclables from the rest of the mix, and you have to clean them and treat them and process them. All of that just to get recycled plastic.
All right. Virgin plastics was polyethylene. We talked about that. Recycled plastics. Okay. They look a lot more dirty. All right. Yeah. Oil, natural gas, sure, purity, color. All right, route. Properties flexible. Okay. Safety high. Used for food, medical application, high-end products, and high-end techs. Okay, so recycled plastics. All right. Collected plastic waste, lower purities, clean surface, dull, dark, rough. Properties hard, brittle, easily broken. Safety, lower limited food contact. Application, household products, non-demanding. Why is high quality recycled plastics expensive? High processing costs. Yeah, sure. Strong demand increased. Major brands. Okay. Limited supply. Okay.
Material that is less durable and more expensive than virgin plastic. From an economic and practical standpoint, this process makes almost no sense. You could sit there and say, it shouldn't matter, we should do this for the good of the planet. Unless you're gonna do it, or you're gonna fork up the cash to get somebody else to, it's not getting done. As Vidyamani said when speaking about just the separation process, unless someone's paying for it, the plastic...
So the recycle bins is just a glorified trash can. That's, I mean...
going
classic.
On. So you may be wondering, surely there was a point in time when recycling kind of worked at least a little bit? Technically, yes. Seeing the monstrous problem before them, the best and brightest American minds of that generation came up with a solution that, at least from an economic standpoint, was viable. Describing it with the gravitas it deserves, it was the equivalent of... There we go, yep. Shh, it's okay, we're okay, it's okay. We just gave all our trash to China. I'm sorry, how does this work? It's simple, we pick up the recyclables, put them on trucks, bring them to recycling centers, they'll organize them, crush them, turn them into bricks, we'll put those bricks onto different trucks, drive them to the coast, sell them to the Chinese, and then load them onto cargo ships. And once the ships reach China, they'll take the bricks, give them to low-wage workers to organize them and turn them into new stuff. And when it's all said and done, for every dollar we spend on this process, we will earn $1.01, which is more money than when we started. Okay. And that's how recycling worked in America for over 25 years. But it wasn't just the US. According to NPR, 70% of the world's
I didn't know
waste
that.
was being sent to China. And China was getting a slight profit out of this, but that profit was being outweighed by all the other indirect costs that came with this recycling program. Because we never actually solved the problem of littering and handling the trash properly. We just gave the problem to a different country.
These sorting facilities in China would often illegally dump the portion of the plastics that even they couldn't profitably recover, creating an environmental problem that the government had to pay to clean up.
Martin Bourdieu, I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, executive director of the Ecology Center in Berkeley, California, once put a tracker in a bale of waste sent to China just to see what would happen to it. And when it touched mainland and they got in contact with the locals that were near where the tracker was placed, they found that it was just littered. On top of that, remember how people will recycle anything, including hazardous materials? Well, it turns out that those materials were causing hazard to the Chinese workers who were sorting them. After a while, the Chinese government must have reasoned to itself, maybe destroying our country's lakes and giving people occasional anthrax poisoning isn't worth $17 of profit. So they banned the import of pretty much all plastic waste in 2018 with no warning. To which the
2018. That's actually 2018 is actually fairly recent. What the hell?
What am I supposed to do with all this? Once China stopped taking it, we didn't have many options on where to put it. Imagine you were taking your trash out for the week and the garbage man just said no and then drove away. You then have two options: create a pile in the backyard or set it on fire. And that's exactly what we've done for the past 8 years. I really tried to verify this stat, and I could be wrong, but as far as I know, when you recycle something, most of the time, it just ends up in a landfill or in an incinerator because there's just no money to do anything else with it. And I would love to sit here and say there is a solution and that they're working on something that's gonna work in the next few years, but as far as I know, right now, at this current moment, this is all recycling is. Almost every solution I read about when
I mean, didn't Toy Story technically not debunk, but prove his point, right?
This is all recycling is.
Right?
Almost every solution
incineration, gasification, pyrolysis
is either going to hurt the environment more or it's going to cost way too much money. Even when something says it's made of recycled plastics, I'm pretty sure in most cases it just ends up looking something like this. So you promise that when I put a plastic bottle in the bin, you turn it into another plastic bottle just like new? Absolutely. In fact, I have one right here. That is not the same thing. I'm doing the best I can! Downcycling is when a recycled product isn't as good quality as when it was first made. For example, a food-grade plastic that gets recycled is no longer good enough quality for
Okay, so I get it. I get the point.
Part of like a plastic bench or something. Okay, but I saw a TikTok of a mad scientist fellow who was turning plastic.
Okay, yeah, this guy. This is never gonna happen, by the way. Plus, this dude, I'm pretty sure like this has been something
Can't they just do that? Technically, as far as I know, that process is called pyrolysis, and it is possible. Because, like, plastic is made from oil, so couldn't you do some science stuff to maybe turn it back into
It's
oil?
complicated.
I don't get it, but it is scientifically possible. So why don't they do it? According to the TikTok comment section of that video, it's because the CEO of Exxon will personally 360 no-scope this guy if he ever goes to market. That's not
Yeah.
why. Then why not? Money. Again, could you build a toilet? At scale, the process of pyrolysis costs way too much economically and environmentally. As far as doing it for plastics, at least, it just doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
to do all that, buddy, you're gonna need a fucking $1 billion
Much sense.
to
Besides that,
even
the process
start.
of this
So
and other forms of advanced recycling generates a lot of hazardous waste. According to the NRDC, they once observed that an advanced recycling plant, also known as a chemical recycling plant, created almost 500,000 pounds of hazardous waste in 2019 alone. In addition, these plants produce air pollution, which poses a health risk to nearby neighborhoods.
see, I already said this once. I wish he kind of stopped fear mongering, right? Because yeah, there's no air pollution. I'm not gonna lie. Now there is occasions where it does happen, and the companies do get fined for it, and they actually do get fined pretty hefty amounts. And like he just said, companies love money, so there's systems in place to stop the pollution. I wish he just didn't say like, oh yeah, it's constantly fucking burning into the fucking atmosphere. No, that's when you think of when you hear, oh yeah, it's air pollution. No, it's not constantly fucking burning into the atmosphere, right? It might be like once or twice a year. Even then, that's way too much, and the company will acknowledge that. Now, and there are investigations that go into that, like, why is this sort of thing happening? And they will find out, bro. They will, because companies are not playing about, like, environmental shit, bro. I'm telling you right now. So, I kind of hate the whole fear-mongering aspect of, like, people saying, oh, yeah, it's air pollution. Brother, just stop. You really don't understand, or he probably just didn't do a lot of research. And I mean,
neighborhoods that tend to be made of low-income, non-white people. As a result, these neighborhoods lose even more of their value, and due to the health risks that come with being so close to one of these facilities, it turns these areas into what ProPublica described as sacrifice zones. And on top of that, a lot of these advanced recycling plants just end up burning the plastic. However, none of that will stop the plastics industry from saying they're doing it. Because again, it barely matters that it's not working. As long as people think it could, they're not gonna get mad at us.
Innovation in American plastics means reducing, reusing, and
manufacture.
So you recycle.
Well, yeah, we manufacture recycled plastic. It's how we stay competitive.
It's better for the environment.
And it's better for business.
How?
It's the way of the future. The U.S. has to keep up.
First off, this ad was made by America's Plastic Makers, and on their website, they will tell you that they are part of the plastics division of the American Chemistry Council and their member companies, which include Chevron, Dow, Exxon.
Yeah, BASF, Dow, Convisto, Chevron Phillips. Oh my god, that's a great company. ExxonMobil, yeah, Lindell, Shell.
And Shell. The companies that make the oil that make the plastic. Secondly, he never answered a question. Am I the only one that peeped that?
And it's better for the environment.
And it's better for business.
How?
It's the way of the future.
I've seen this ad a billion times, and I've noticed that detail every single time. Like, that was a question she was asking, and he just ignored it and talked about the business of it. Am I insane? That's what just happened.
Now you're getting.
Recycling yesterday's plastic because it was made to be more.
It's not, though. It's made to be one thing, one time for 30 seconds, and then spend the next 1,000 years polluting a river in Taiwan. And I think all these ads and messaging and borderline propaganda just serves to confuse people on what's actually happening with their trash, i.e., the propaganda is working. Laura Liebrook, a manager of a recycling plant in Oregon, explained that when she tries to tell people that recycling doesn't work, they don't want to believe her. Because the truth is, we need recycling. Not because it fixes any problem, it's because it removes this guilt. It's kind of like when you get those ads for children's cancer hospitals and you can't skip it because you have to wait 5 seconds, so before you can, you try not to make eye contact with the sick child in the video. It's kind of like that. We don't want to be...
Or like the puppies, in the, the shelters and shit, yeah.
With the fact that American consumption is disgusting. We need something to believe in. It's a reason to feel that we're not destroying the planet with our insatiable greed. It doesn't have to actually work. I just need to believe that I'm doing something so I can sleep at night. If I just put the bottle in the blue bin, I don't have to be confronted with the fact that that bottle is going to sit somewhere for the next 700 years. If I don't have to look at it, it's almost as if it doesn't exist anymore. Don't take that from me.
Recycling, it's one of those things where not only does the public kind of depend on that emotionally to relinquish their, guilt about buying things, but it has been kept alive by the manufacturers.
Ultimately, though, any time we spend placing the blame solely on the individual is when the propaganda has fully accomplished its work. Yes, American consumption is killing us, but who sold the poison? Corporations are the ones that invested in plastic. Corporations are the ones that convinced Americans to buy more plastic than they could ever need. Corporations are the ones
that's what I'm trying to say in the beginning, where the corporations are actually selling us an idea that's false, not true. Maybe a little truth, but it's completely false, right? They're telling us that recycling is, better for the environment. It's not. Okay, I see where he stands on this.
Corporations are the ones that pushed and promoted a solution they knew would never work. And corporations are the ones that paint themselves as the heroes and innovators solving a crisis that they created while ultimately not coming up with any scalable solutions. All the while
I just said
creating
this.
more plastic. Lisa Ramsden of Greenpeace USA says the plastics industry intends to triple plastic production by 2050. The takeaway from this discussion isn't that we shouldn't be doing what we can. We should all still be reducing, reusing, and then when all else fails, recycling.
So the best thing you can do is just not buy plastic products anymore. I mean, that's
is better than no solution. But the real takeaway is this: no matter what any company, ad campaign, children's media, catchy jingle, or industry group tries to tell you, this conversation isn't just solely about how much you love the planet. This whole conversation has always been about money. And although it technically exists, and I'm by no means an expert, I'm pretty sure recycling isn't real.
Plastics take their rightful place in a world at peace.
Okay. Well, you know what? Actually, good video. My take is I halfly agree on him with his take that plastics aren't real. But I mean, I do think there has to be a better solution, but I don't know. But like, can anyone tell me that solution? Probably not. So what else is there what else is there to do, But yeah. W video though. Alright, let's keep it moving. Alright, let's see what else we got. Bro, all these videos are old. What the hell? Ooh, this looks good.
Your grand.
Okay, let me turn the fan on, brother. Again, little hot in here, bro. All right. Let's see. Hopefully, I think this video should be good. right, so we got teaching senior citizens how to spot AI.
Your grandparents will not stop sending AI videos, which is forcing you to give up. You've accepted the future.
Brother, I'm not gonna lie, AI videos have like gone so good where I'm not gonna lie, it's fooled y'all a little bit, brother. I'm telling you, it's fooled y'all just a little bit. Where just half a second you had to relook and wonder, was that AI? So
your grandma is going
it's
to
getting
give her
better,
house
bro.
to
It's
an
scary.
AI Brad Pitt who lives in Jamaica. But even if some of you have given up on your grandparents understanding the modern world, I have not. In fact, I took one of your grandparents.
What?
And I rounded up a few more. Then I put them all in a room to find out if it's possible to train your grandparents to spot AI.
Okay.
What's up, fuckers?
Hey.
I brought you all here today because the younger generation thinks your brains are cooked. They think you have no
I actually think older people are smarter. Not gonna lie.
capacity to identify
I'll take.
AI.
I'm just saying, bro.
Now I want to start by asking, what do you know about AI?
I did a music video last year with Pesa Pluma and DJ Snake, and they AI'd me, twerking and, you know, freestyling.
Oh, so you can twerk?
Yeah.
Oh. Gary, what do you know about AI?
I have no words, bro.
I mean, the world's getting smarter. The smart people are creating new inventions that are amazing. I mean, we've been developing since the beginning. So this is just the chain of life. I mean, just imagine all that information and you can get it like this, whereas it used to take.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Your elders are smart, and you should just really learn from them.
I mean, a large amount of people.
They
a
got
large
some
amount of
good
books.
knowledge, bro.
I consider it an asset, but I mean, at the same time, you have to control it. Is it controllable? So there's a lot of ifs in the whole situation, but I love it.
Do you ever stop talking?
No.
Bro. God.
I don't trust it, and I don't think it has a soul.
I do know that
Okay.
it's in all areas. It's not just media.
And I think robots are going to be taking over in the factories. Where are the people going to be? What are they going to be doing?
That's a great question.
Well, internally, I feel like if robots are able to replace those type of jobs, then people are, you're gonna need people to check up on the robots. You're gonna need, robotic technicians. Bang! I just came up with the best idea on earth. I swear. Nobody better fucking steal my idea, by the way. So if the robots break down, you're gonna need people to, check on what's happening with the robot. Basically just make sure if it's running. I mean,
Do you ever have an urge to kick a robot?
To kick a robot?
Yeah, when you see him scuttling.
but internally, I mean, people can just go and try to find better jobs than a factory. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
No, because they might kick back.
So you respect that they could put it back on you?
They could put it back on me.
Right. Now that I know kind of where you're all at, I want to do a little group exercise. I'm going to show you 3 videos, and I want you all to come to a consensus on if any of this media is AI.
All right,
or if it's all
let's see
real.
if I can tell, bro. Let's see if I can tell.
It's a lot
All
of
right.
glare.
Yeah, there's glare on the left. There's glare.
It's hard.
Can you guys see it?
Can you see it?
No, they can't see it.
But yeah, that's good.
This first round will be easy, so we can get a baseline on the group.
Turn off the lights, but I mean, that wouldn't be too good. Okay, yeah, that's AI, brother. I mean, you can obviously tell.
Said no pickles, and yet somehow there are pickles on my sandwich.
I mean, yeah, that's AI.
Don't you meow at me. This is ridiculous.
What the AI?
All right, now which of these are AI?
I think the one with the drums.
I think 1 and 2, but
Maybe, yeah, 1
Me
and 2.
too, I'm with you.
1 and 2.
That flip looked
the flip,
not real.
especially
Yeah.
the last bounce.
Yeah, the last
right.
one I think
Crazy.
is not AI.
The cat
think
I
it-
always fall for, and I've learned not to fall.
Oh my god! Oh my god! There's no way.
Yeah, the cat looks the same.
Bro, that's too funny.
Yeah, I go with 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
The cat she falls for. What? That's so
Majority is
funny.
saying 1 and 2. Is that correct?
I can go with that.
I think it's all of
1 and
them.
2 are AI. The drummer is real. He's what you
Okay.
call a noise artist.
Oh, he's a noise artist. No wonder it sounded off to you. 'Cause
Bruh.
he's making a lot of noise.
If I drum like that, I'd be fired back in my day. But that's cool. Yeah, he's a comedian in a sense.
The movement looked real, but it was the noise that got to me.
Was she about to hit him with the who asked? That
Now
would have
the
been
group is
crazy.
confident, I want to test their perception of reality.
Alright, let's see.
Ooh, look at that.
That one's real. I mean, I've literally seen this video like on my feed before,
Oh,
so
that's test. That's AI to me. I think that's AI.
Duh.
that has to be real.
That's real. If that's real, that's amazing.
Well, what do you think?
I think all 3 are.
You do? I thought the
But if there's one that's real,
They think all three's AI?
the middle
What?
middle one seems like
the
AI.
middle
to me.
one's the most real and the possible
I mean, brother, it's this one.
of a real.
There's no
video.
way a
But it's
baby
obvious 1 and 3
is doing that.
Absolutely.
Wait,
This guy here is so outlandish that it could possibly be real.
who thinks that 2 is real?
Okay.
Okay, if that's the majority.
So 1 and
I'll-
3 are AI, and 2 is real.
okay.
They're all real.
Really?
Nah.
That's real.
Yeah. There are people that
Huh?
big. There are people that big.
Wait, can we
Wait,
just talk about the tongue
what?
guy for a second, though?
Well, okay, what about Tongue Man?
Yeah, Tongue Man, he's real. Tongue Man
Okay.
is real.
Is he married?
Is he married?
Whoa, hold on.
At this point, I thought all the cameras were
Granny, hold
influencing
on.
group's choices.
Hold
I tried to
up.
loosen things up by
That's
talking about
crazy.
my grandfather. I told the group I can't teach my grandfather about AI because he's dead.
You
Oh,
have to be sad.
I'm not.
Training a senior citizen for the modern media landscape is difficult, so I made
I'm
my
not
class
as
very
crazy.
simple. Question everything you see. Skepticism is the only tool you have if you're older than
rest in
12.
peace, my granny. She got out.
I reminded the group I can't teach my grandfather these things because he's dead.
Think about it.
I appreciate that you all have leaned on each other to kind of figure out which of these pieces of media are real
Right.
and which ones aren't. But now I want to put you to the ultimate test of your individual thought process.
Let's go.
We're going to go through the same exercise. I'm going to show you a series of videos, and I want you to use the ping pong paddle next to you. Show the green side if you think the video is real. Show the red side if
Well,
you
hold
think,
on.
Show
Was-
the green side.
Are those stitches? Oh my god. Those are stitches? Damn.
If you think the video is real.
It's
Show
crazy.
the red side if you think the video is AI.
That's AI. Okay, that's AI. Oh my. Come on, bro. That's clearly. No way he's laughing at that. Okay, yeah, that's AI.
There's no one.
The thing is that AI, bro, it's getting so good, but you could tell a little bit. Like, you can obviously tell, like.
I'm gonna go with this.
Green? Okay. Ed's feeling all real.
I'm gonna say that I think all 3 are.
You think all 3 are AI? Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, SJ? Which
I
one
forgot
do you
what
I
the
think
first one was.
The last one is AI, the running baby. The
Okay.
middle one is real for sure.
Okay, well,
think
they all look AI, but this one is the closest to being real. I mean, I don't know what the hell that is, but this is probably real.
Real too.
You do think that's real? Okay. Gary, which one do you think is
Well,
fake?
I've never met or seen a baby that could move like that.
I'd like to introduce you to my son.
Okay. I like that.
Bruh.
Yeah.
The baby with a Bowie knife. God, I hope that's AI.
Okay. All right.
Okay, for sure, I'm with them with the
It looks
baby
like a
running down the hall
plastic,
because
like-
it's the sustained running, like, and also the voice of the man doesn't sound right.
She's tapped in, bro. She's tapped in.
It's off.
There's
Sounds
no
like
way.
an AI voice.
Yeah, damn, she's
let's
actually
hope
tapped
that's
in.
AI. No, we don't want it to be real. We don't. That poor lady.
It's funny though.
It's real. No, it's not funny.
I mean, yeah, that's-
Well, I mean, I laugh, but I don't want to laugh because I hope. Well,
Editor, run back if Leslie laughed when the lady fell off of the zip line.
I did. Okay, I did. I know I did.
Ed thinks they're all real.
Okay.
Ed would be right about the second one. That lady is real and she did die.
Thank you. That's what.
I'm joking. That is a.
Damn.
I just think the third one is sped up.
You think the third one is just sped up?
Yes.
That is the
Bro.
intention. I think they're trying to get you. So the only one that is real is actually
The first one?
the Sikh baby.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was the big. Oh.
Isn't he so cute?
That's friggin' scary.
So for this next slide, I want to kind of flip the question.
Okay.
And I just want you to answer if any of them are real.
Ah.
Okay? So for this one, if you think any of them are real, hold up the green.
I asked the
All right.
group to spot which video they think is real
I got
to try
you.
and change their perception. Now, besides SJ, the whole group is assuming that potentially all these videos are AI.
Wait, why does SJ know any different?
You're kidding me? That's
Yeah, that's AI, brother. You can tell by the voice. Bro. And that looks real. Oh, well, I mean, hold on. Yeah, that's AI.
What's it? Is it in there?
Yeah, but you got my order wrong again, bro. I said it's right
AI.
there. You didn't even look. I'm looking. It's fine. Look. 6, 7.
Like, what the like, bro. Is this the target audience? Like, I don't understand, bro.
6, 7.
Bro, really? Is it that funny? Like, I don't...
Do you think any of these are real?
Any of them?
Any of
It sounds like she hasn't laughed like that since, like, the 90s or some shit. Like,
I don't think so.
Okay. Ed, which one do you think is real?
Third.
Leslie,
What?
which one do you think is real?
The second.
Second?
Second.
SJ?
Number one.
second looks the most real, but
Number
it's
one.
probably
You
fake.
mentioned that happened to you by Howie.
Yeah, America's Got.
What did Howie say to you?
You went.
Wow. Howie, why the fuck did you do that? So the only one that is real
True.
is the second one.
Okay.
I believe this.
What do you think?
God.
That's what I would
So
say.
proud of
I
myself.
said that I thought they were all
W.
And Amy's skepticism is through the roof.
Do you know how hard it is to break zip ties like that?
He did it.
That is
So that's
hard.
real. The second one. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, that's... Dude, I guess she's the target audience. I don't know.
Real.
Going out on a limb here.
Okay.
What?
And real. That says AI. No.
Ed says AI. Amy says AI.
That's AI, bro.
Real.
It's absolutely AI.
It's absolutely AI.
It is?
That man is not real.
Oh, darn.
Darn.
I know,
Oh,
that tongue
God.
is very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the tongue thing. It was the tongue.
Oh my god, dude. Someone get their granny, brother. Someone get their granny.
Looked like it was on a
Someone,
news station.
please. Jeez.
AI never uses news stations.
Yeah. So the news station, like lower thirds, gave it credibility for you.
Funny news story
Yeah,
guy, crazy.
that is a funny news story.
You know.
Honestly, I began doubting the group's ability to be skeptical at all. Disarming their judgment just felt too easy.
I'm afraid the dog will get hurt.
You were right. Oh no.
That's
no.
what I was afraid of.
Oh,
What?
the smart dog.
That's real.
All right, feel free to vote.
I want it
That's
to be
real.
real.
That's real.
He's
I don't
saving
think that's
that.
real.
He's saving the house.
And he was smart. I'm gonna keep losing, aren't I?
You don't think it's real? I think he's saving the house.
That dog is not real.
Yeah. Got him.
Darn.
And the electricity coming out of the box was not real too. That was the giveaway for me.
Oh.
So the animals is where
Smart.
they're getting you, Leslie.
They do. Well, that guy's not an
They get
animal.
me too,
He's kind of an
yeah.
animal.
At this point, I
Okay.
was doubting my approach. Maybe we just accept what's real based on what feels good. Why be skeptical if you enjoy what's in front of you?
This is definitely could be real.
But then came the Buzzball cars, and that was the start of something exciting.
Buzzball cars.
Just gonna go with it. Ugh.
Real?
Why not?
Okay, I'll try.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Dude, they
Ladies and gentlemen,
they completed the training, bruh.
Oh, yay! Like, why not have buggies shaped like balls?
What is Buzzball anyway?
Oh,
did you
God.
party in your day?
Just had my fun.
Buzzball is when maybe you wake up on a Friday morning and you go, if I go to jail, fuck it.
Oh.
Ed, you typically drink a Buzzball when driving.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
true.
Oh.
Well, what is
Really
this?
Nosferatu.
So it's kind of a toss-up, but I still think it's somebody having fun, you know, playing music for whatever they do.
He's real.
Yeah. All right, I was gonna say real.
He's a sick dude, but he's cool.
That's a buddy of mine. His name's Zepp.
W
These
plug,
Americans think we
bro.
look like Nosferatu.
I refuse to believe she's not the target audience. Like, God.
No.
AI.
Yeah.
All AI.
She,
Bingo.
Wow.
she loves those.
Can you keep up with AI over the next 5 years?
If I'm alive.
Oh, what?
Hello there, sweetheart. Are you lost?
Oh, shit.
Okay, yeah, that's AI, bro.
It's real. I've seen real. That's real. Oh, God, that's
You think it's real?
No.
The dog with the fire hose coming out of its mouth is real.
What?
What about that makes
Bro.
you think it's real?
I don't know. I just feel it's real.
You feel it's real?
No way,
Fortunately, the rest of you
Are intelligent.
are correct.
bro. Good one.
We kept watching videos, and they didn't always get it right. But they had more scrutiny. Finally, they were becoming skeptical.
Dude, this guy is single-handedly saving the elders, brother.
Hey,
That's
real?
crazy.
SJ, real?
With their liability insurance.
I was gonna say it's too big of a liability.
All those people down there.
Ed, you
Fake.
are 100% correct. No one in their right mind would put that many
Yeah.
people in front of a train going.
I was.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
I think that's real.
It's real.
That's real.
I do not.
I'm going to say it looks real.
Looks real. Ed's saying it's real. Leslie said no.
No.
No shot. Amy's saying no
What?
shot. Amy and Leslie, you are wrong. That is a real basketball
I knew.
blowing up right
Why
there.
did it
I
do
know.
that?
See, he
Why did
went,
it do
he
that?
went like that.
He like kicks a
There was
firework.
something planted in the ground that he hit it on or
Yeah,
something.
see?
Why not make it? I mean,
Yeah.
that looks fantastic. That's like the box.
What?
There is
Okay.
one thing that seemed to make them all very suspicious.
Was he real or was he AI?
Oi, what's happening, you lot?
Anything British.
Me and the boys in Ibiza, having a laugh, whilst dropping game on all the tarts.
See, I can't even tell if this is real or not because the way British people speak, I just can't tell, bro.
Let's have it. Somebody get me a fucking Stella, because I'm a naughty
This is real though.
You alright? How are you? Good, thank you. And liquor, yeah? 2 plaid, 2 mash.
Yuck.
One plaid.
Dude, I can't even tell.
That's really weird.
Right? Where's the at least he's not touching it with a hand. Well, that's easy.
That looks real.
I don't
Those
know.
mushrooms are like eyeballs or something.
No, they look like mushrooms. Are they? Oh, what is that green stuff?
I mean,
Ed, you think it's AI. Now, why do you think it's AI?
Because he's violating the health law if he puts those things on the griddle.
Interesting. Interesting.
Uh,
Ed, you are incorrect.
this, I mean,
However, I don't fault you for thinking stewed eels are AI. I think there's a lot of people on the internet who would agree with you that this food should be AI.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, there's no way you're putting green shit into your food, brother. But that's just average British meals, bro. It's crazy.
My hope for these
Crazy.
grandparents is that they will go out into the world a lot more paranoid.
Yeah.
Mostly because I think I have spotlit them as targets for potential scammers. Still,
Oh.
I was personally impressed with their self-awareness.
Yeah, no, I think I'm about the same, where sometimes it's really easy to be fooled.
Kind of came in
Yeah.
the way I'm going out. Except I will say, I do think this made me trust my intuition more. Like when that bus or train was going down the moguls, the very first thing I thought was, that was bullshit. No way.
Yeah,
Even if they
okay.
were leaving the building, looking over their shoulder, I was reminded of one thing.
I just enjoyed watching it all. As long as I'm entertained and I think things are funny, if it's gonna make me laugh, I don't care what it is.
Oh, okay.
Potential evil can find its way with a little bit of humor.
Well, you don't care what it is, as long as it makes you laugh. Okay. W. All right, W video. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like AI is pretty easy to spot if you know what you're looking for. But brother, in the next 5 years, oh, it might as well be GG, because it's gonna be hard. If you were fooled for a couple seconds, like you're scrolling through your phone, and you were fooled once, bro, it's gonna get you in the next 5 years. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, let's keep it moving, bro. All right. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah. Let's try to do one more and then probably out of here. What? How long have we been on it? Okay, like about an hour. That's not bad. I think I did, bro. Was that only 2 videos? It's crazy. Damn, that was only 2 videos, brother. How do 2 videos make up an hour? That's insane. All right. Well, anyways, that's the case. Probably gonna end here so I can make some more shorts for y'all. But yeah. Oh, thanks for the follows. Really do appreciate them. Let me check out the channel before we head out, bro. Like I said earlier, channel's doing great, not too bad. Only thing is just dumbass people on that one video, but 15 to 19 people are really not liking that video. But I mean, a lot of people are sussing themselves out, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, channel's not doing too bad. Alright, bro. Well, I'm gonna go ahead, get these videos out to y'all, and I will see y'all later, bro.